have been damaged over the years, sending stored petroleum products and particles to pollute the underground water used by the residents of both University of Lagos and the Akoka community. This is having serious adverse effect on the health and well-being of the people of my constituency, as well as causing damages to their properties and means of livelihood. With the leave of Mr. Speaker, I pray to lay the petition before the House. Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Please, you may lay your petition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any other petition? All of you, go ahead.
Good. Once again, thank you, Mr. Speaker. My distinguished members of the Ninth Assembly, my name is Honorable James Adisawoladi, speaking for the good people of Ifako-Ijaye Federal Constituency. I am from Lagos State. With me are two petitions. The first one is the petition for Mr. Emmanuel Ayola Odesomi against Western Mental Products Company for unpaid compensation on amputated fingers from an accident while working in the factory. Mr. Speaker, the above person had an accident while actively on duty on 15th of June 2017 and led to amputation of his right hand fingers, and the company is yet to provide any compensation for the sad event. The second one is petition from the Haruna Salah family against the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing over the compensation on land at airport in Ikeja. Mr. Chairman, the family of Haruna Salah is pleading for compensation on their land from the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, which was used for construction of International Airport in 1973. I seek your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, to lay these petitions.
Please lay your report.
Thank you, sir.
Honorable Alims.
Ibrahim Halims. I am from Ankpa Federal Constituency, Kogi State. I have a petition from my constituent appealing for the paying of the judgment sum in suit number FHC/CS/954/2015 Mohammed Mustafa Shaibu versus Nigeria Air Force. I appeal to you, Mr. Speaker, and my distinguished honorable colleagues to enable me lay this petition. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, you may lay your report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Danjuma Osman Shidi. I represent Ugari Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, from Taraba State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to present a petition for one of my constituents against the Director General of Nigerian Meteorological Agency for a wrongful dismissal of Dr. Francis Sebastian Deka. Mr. Speaker, I seek the leave of the House to lay the petition for consideration, sir.
Please go ahead. Any other petition? Any petition? All petitions referred to the Committee on Public Petitions. Honorable Jaha. Is Honorable Jaha here? About? Okay. Okay, I believe his matter was even taken yesterday. Honorable Eden. Then Honorable Maki too has a public petition and then.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Idem Unyime, member representing Ukanafun Urogonam Federal Constituency in Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, this morning I rise to present a matter of urgent public importance, urgent need to create immediate public awareness and preparedness to combat possible outbreak of Ebola virus and to take measures to avoid same. Mr. Speaker, I seek the leave of the House to present this motion as a matter of urgent public importance. I so move.
Yeah, I consider that very important too. Honorable Bagos.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Dachu Musa Bagos, representing Jos South, Jos East Federal Constituency. I rise to support the motion by my brother, Honorable Eden.
Honorable Bagos, move your motion. Sorry, Honorable Eden.
Colleagues, my name is Idem once again, member representing Ukanafu Norogonam Federal Constituency in Akwa Ibom State. The House aware that Ebola virus disease, commonly known as Ebola, was reported and confirmed by the World Health Organization on the 25th March 2014 in West African countries as a small part of epidemic which originated in Guinea and represent the first outbreak of the disease globally. The suspected cases were soon reported in the neighboring countries of Liberia and Sierra Leone. Aware also that the index case in Nigeria was a Liberian American, Patrick Sawyer, who flew from Liberia to Nigeria's most populous city of Lagos on 20 July 2014. He was reported to be violently ill upon arriving at the airport and died 5 days later. In response, the Nigerian government observed all of Sawyer's contacts for signs of infection and increased surveillance at all entry points in the country. Note that on the 9th of October 2014, the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control acknowledged Nigeria's positive role in controlling the effort to contain the Ebola outbreak and praised the staff of the Ebola Emergency Center who coordinated the management of cases, containment of outbreaks, and treatment protocol in Nigeria. Further notes that the World Health Organization declared the feat a piece of world-class epidemiological detective work and spectacular success story, and Nigeria was officially declared Ebola-free on 20th October 2014, and after no new active cases were reported in the follow-up contacts. Saddened that unfortunately, on February 7, 2021, the Democratic Republic of Congo had again announced a resurgence of a new case of the Ebola virus, months after the outbreak was declared over in the region. In the same vein, on Sunday, February 14, 2021, Guinea's Ministry of Health also declared an Ebola outbreak following the mysterious death of 3 persons. It is on record that in the last 1 year, we have experienced 2 waves of infections and recorded a lot of fatalities. Today, Nigerian health institutions have been stretched beyond its capacity in the past 1 year and cannot afford to witness another outbreak of dreaded virus. The House resolved to mandate the federal government through the Ministry of Health to enhance surveillance at point of entry to respond to any suspected outbreak of Ebola coming from the neighboring countries, especially Guinea and the Democratic Republic of Congo. 2, mandate the federal government through the Ministry of Information to create awareness on deadly virus. 3, mandate the Federal Ministry of Health to work with the West African Health Organization and World Health Organization on strategies to bring the Ebola outbreak under control and provide regular updates on preparedness, containment, and response measures. Mandate the House Committee on Health to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I so move.
Honorable Bagos, you want to second again, so put the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Dachum Bagos, representing Jos South, Jos East Federal Constituency from Plateau State. So rise to second the motion moved by my honorable colleague on the need for Nigeria to activate its response against Ebola in Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, those in favor of this urgent public importance on Ebola outbreak or in neighboring countries, we say aye. Those against, we say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Maki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my honorable colleagues. My name is Maki Abubakar Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamuduri Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I raised this morning to move an urgent national importance, a motion that needs urgent need to investigate the allocation of crude oil under the direct sales and direct purchase DSDP scheme. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Baba, second, please. Baba, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleague, I stand to second the motion heavily raised by my honorable colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Okay, can you just read your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my honorable colleagues. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamudori Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, the issue is on the allocation of crude oil under the direct sale, direct purchase DSDP scheme. The House notes the content of a report published in this day newspaper of 14th February 2021. The report brought a national attention to unfortunate details of how Nigerian crude oil is being stolen or diverted daily. The House also notes that according to the report, approximately 5.2 million barrels of crude oil supposedly allocated to Comotore's NNPC refineries in 2018 under direct sale, direct purchase operation are unaccounted for. Essentially, almost half of the 10.9 billion barrels of crude oil allocated for domestic supply between June 2018 and July 2019, as reported by the NNPC, is either stolen or diverted. The House should also further note that the average price for Nigerian crude oil in 2018 was $65 per barrel. Means that the uncounted value for have denied the country 339 United States of American dollar at a time of accurate revenue deficit. Is concerned and deeply worried by this report and would like to know A, the status of the 5.2 million barrels allocated for domestic supply in 2018 till date. B, crude oil allocation per refineries and the rationale allocation. C, in a case of inadequate production capacity, what happened to unutilized stock of crude oil? It is accurately worried that the spate of missing critical national revenue and is worried that unless these leakages are plugged, they will deepen the national deficit even further, thus despite the country of the much needed development. Resolved, the House should set an ad hoc committee to investigate or refer this matter to Committee on Downstream to allocation of crude oil under DSP scheme from 2018 till date. B, to investigate crude oil allocation for refineries and the rationale for such allocation. C, to also investigate what happened to unutilized stock of crude oil in the case of a refinery which is inadequate production capacity. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Maki, did you ask for ad hoc committee? Because that has to go to, that's Honorable Musa Seki, others. Is it downstream? Oh, okay. That's the appropriate committee. Yeah. Okay, so those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Matter referred to downstream committee. Minority Leader. Honorable Maki, please come. Minority Leader, can you ask for the leave of the House for you to move your motion, because it's we've already taken 2 motions of urgent public importance. Let's follow the proper procedure. If you can just go ahead for us to take a 3rd one, you have to ask for the leave of the House, and hopefully the House will accede to that. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elmelu, and I represent the good people of Anocho Shibli Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I seek the leave of the House to enable me take this motion under matter of urgent national importance. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Sorry, can you move again? The microphone was not on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elmelu, and I represent the good people of Anocho.
Honorable Rice, please, can you...
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable
the motion borders on a constitutional provision of section 71B, which provides that INEC, after 10 years at least, must review...
Tract you when somebody is on the floor.
Sorry, Whip. Sorry.
Must review the constituencies, as it were. And from 1999 to date is beyond 10 years. And INEC has not complied with that constitutional provision. So this motion is a way of calling INEC to be up with their responsibility, and as a matter of urgency, comply with the provision of the Constitution, which demands that after 10 years, that INEC, as a matter of importance, must review
Chairman Foreign Affairs, please, can you approach the whip?
And be able to ascertain whether there is
Chairman
need.
Foreign Affairs, please,
For
can you
instance, your
approach
federal
the whip?
consensus, if the local consensus has grown beyond what it is, there should be 2 instead of 1. It's a provision in the Constitution.
Yeah, so can you also ask for...
I've asked for the leave of the House to allow me to take it.
To allow you to take it?
I've done that, sir.
Okay, I think that is the first question we will put before we go. So, those in favor that we take a 3rd motion of urgent public importance on the delineation of constituencies by INEC, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Those in favor of the ballot, we need a second. We didn't even get a second. Yeah, sorry. All right, Honorable Maki, second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my honorable colleagues. I remain Maki Abubakar Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamuduri Kaugama Federal Constituency. I stand this afternoon to second the motion heavily moved by Minority Leader. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. I will assume that the motion has been moved. Those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Minority Leader, your motion has been taken. All right. We move to the order of the day. Honourable members, the business of the day is presented on 14 bills, and I invite the clerk to read the short titles.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Civil Aviation Fire and Security Measures Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. Official Secrets Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. World Meteorological Organization Protection Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. Federal Savings Bank Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. Omar Ibn El Kanemi College of Education, Science and Technology, Bama, Borno State Establishment Bill 2021, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2021, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2021, first reading. Public Health Council of Nigeria Bill 2021, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1991 Alteration Bill, first reading. Sheriffs and Civil Process Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill, first reading.
Chairman NDLE.
National Unity Corps Establishment
Drugs
Bill
and
2021,
Enforcement.
first reading. Renewable Energy Development
Chairman
Agency Establishment Bill
NDLE.
2021, first reading. National Security Agency's Personnel Identity Bill 2021, first reading.
Ezekiel.
First order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to amend the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency Act, N69, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Tuesday, 23rd February 2021. I therefore call on the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read a third time. Leader of the House. Is the Deputy Leader here? Leader is not here. Is Deputy Leader? Honorable Akpata, please, can you move for the third reading of the National Primary Health Care Development Agency?
My colleagues, I'm Comrade Peter Hiozuja Patisi, representing Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I move that a bill for an act to amend the National Primary Health Care Development Agency Act, CAP, N69, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and for related matters, HB 39, should be read for the third time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman, Business and Rules, please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I'm Abubakar Sanfulata. I represent Plenary Krika Samaguri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by the Deputy Leader of the House. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, the question on the bill is not already a third time. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk, please read the long title.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to amend the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency Act, CAP N69, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and for related matters, third reading.
We're going to skip this bill is now read the third time and passed. We're going to skip the next item and move on to the third order of the day, which is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Chartered Institute of Power Engineers of Nigeria to regulate, control, and determine the standards of knowledge to be attained by persons seeking to become chartered power Engineers, and for related matters standing. In the name of Honorable Sani Umar Bala and 5 others, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 20th of October 2020, and I invite Honorable Bala to move that the bill be now read a second time. Honorable Bala.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Engineer Sani Bala. I represent Kunchi Sanya Federal Constituency from Kano State. The bill is for an act to provide for establishment of Chartered Institute of Power Engineers to regulate, control, and determine the standards of knowledge to be attained by people seeking to become Chartered Power Engineers and other related matters. The bill is comprised of 26 clauses and 3 schedules. It basically seeks to establish the Chartered Institute of Power Engineers in Nigeria, apart from charging the institute with the responsibility of determining the standard of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become and operate as Chartered Power Engineers in Nigeria. The bill also seeks to establish the governing council of the institute, saddled with the responsibility of managing an institution and setting the standard for education therein. The main object of the institute is to promote the constant professional development and welfare of its members, undertake advocacy, and provide an avenue for the implementation of the objects.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Honorable Bala, I wasn't even following. You've moved your motion and we read it second time, so let's just quickly get a seconder. Let's get a seconder first before we get into the debate. Honorable Ononuga. Oh, Honorable Oluga. You keep changing your seats. We don't even know.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Somebody sat in my seat today. Right, Honorable Speaker.
Who sat on your seat?
A member, sir, because of the spacing. COVID compliance. Right, Honorable Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Taiwo Oluga. I speak for the people of Rewoli Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Osun State. Rise this afternoon to second the motion as moved by my colleague. I so second.
Okay. I think Honorable Sani has already read his motion. So I'm just going to put the question. Those in support, please say aye. That this bill will be read the second time. Please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Your motion is, your bill is being carried. Don't worry. It's okay, Honorable Bala. We've made it easier for you. So, clerk, please read the long title.
So this Friday, you said, can you be able to? I think Friday, I guess. What time is it?
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Chartered Institute of Power Engineers of Nigeria to regulate, control, and determine the standards of knowledge to be attained by persons seeking to become Chartered Power Engineers and for related matters. Second reading.
Okay, bill is referred to the Committee on Commerce. The fourth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to repeal the Federal Housing Authority Act, Cap F14, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Federal Housing Authority Bill. And for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Zainab, okay, Honorable Zainab just stepped out. So we're going to step this one down. She had an urgent matter to address. So, Chairman Business and can you step this down, please?
Mr. Speaker, I move that item number 4. I want the head of paper be stepped out by the leader of the House. I don't move.
You'll step down. Fifth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to alter section 254F2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Abbas Tajuddin. Other members recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 29 September 2020, and I invite Honorable Tajuddin to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Tajuddin Abbas. I represent Zaria Federal Constituency. I'm from Kaduna State. And I rise to raise a bill for an act to alter Section 254F, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, to delete the entire provision on the ground that the reflection of the Evidence Act, the Criminal Procedure Act, and Criminal Procedure Code in this provision is superfluous and for related matters. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Any, okay, Honorable Buba.
The mic, okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Yusuf Buba Yakub. I represent Gombe Home Federal Constituency from Adamawa State. I rise to second that the bill be read the second time. I so second.
Okay, being a constitutional matter, we'll just refer it straight. Well, after putting the question, those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honourable members, the question. Clerk, read the long title.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to alter section 254F2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, to delete the entire provision on the ground that the reflection of the Evidence Act, the Criminal Procedure Act, and Criminal Procedure Code in this provision is superfluous and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you. Bill referred to the Special Ad hoc Committee on Constitutional Review. Sixth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Saki, Oyo State, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Olajide Olatubosun. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 4th December 2019, and I invite Honorable Olatubosun to move that the bill be now read a second time. Honorable colleagues, we talked about establishment bills and how we need to step them down, first of all, in terms of fiscal responsibility and due to the fact that we have to meet our commitments in our legislative agenda. These establishment bills are getting too many, but I want to believe that the chairman business and rules, you are the one that's complained most about the establishment bills. This is another one, but I want to believe this is because the first reading of this one was in December. So we have to finish what we've started. I just wanted to explain that to members. This was first read in December, so by Honorable Olatubosun. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my esteemed colleagues. My name is Olajide Olatubosun. I represent Atisbo, Shaki East and Shaki West Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Oyo State. I rise to move a motion for a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Shaki, Oyo State, and for related matters. I so move.
Is that Ari? Who's that? Ari, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. respected colleagues, I am by name Honorable Ari Mohammed Abdul Mumi, member representing Nasarawa Total Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by a colleague as well second. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Honorable, that was is more or less an infrastructure motion. Let me just put the question. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Shaki, Oyo State, and for related matters. Second reading.
Will refer to the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions. Seventh order of the day is a motion on extension of time for the Committee on Science and Technology, Human Rights, Foreign Affairs, and Ad hoc Committee on Relocation of Tank Farms in Residential Areas to conclude their assignments, standing in the name of Honorable Fulata. Honorable Fulata is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I represent Plenary Africa Samaguri Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, from Jigawa State. Extension of time for underlisted committees to conclude their assignments. House notes that the underlisted legislative measures were at different times referred to the committees below, which were given time limit within which to report back. Also note that the committees had exceeded their 60 days allowed for committees to turn in their reports due to the effect of COVID-19 pandemic that led to the total lockdown across the country, which made it impossible for the identified stakeholders to make inputs on the measures before the committees. Aware that the committees are making necessary efforts to conclude their assignments within the limited resource at their disposal. Further note that the committees are herein mentioned against the measures referred to them respectively. 1. Nuclear Safety Radiation Protection Act, Repeal and Enactment Bill, HB 586, Science and Technology. National Innovation Agency Establishment Bill, HB 2020 HB 872, Science and Technology. Need to investigate the degrading sex slavery in Nigeria, women and subjected to HR 62/02/2020. Human rights. Need to address the menace of baby factories in Nigeria. Human rights. Ad hoc committee on the need to locate tank farms in residential areas of Ijegun, Kirikiri, and others. Ad hoc committee on need to locate tank farms. Need to review Nigerian foreign policy towards liberating the black men from racial oppression and discrimination across the world. HR 184-106/2020. 7.
Silence, please. Honorable members, silence. Let there be order, please.
Diplomatic postings and deliberate drafting of resources in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. HR 64-111/2020. 8. Deliberate attempts by a member of the British House of Commons, Mr. Tom Tugehart, to cause crisis in Nigeria by making false allegations.
Honorable Abbas, Tajuddin.
Capable of inciting violence.
Honorable Tajuddin Abbas.
False allegation capable of inciting violence against the former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, and to cause breach of peace. HR 68/12/2020. Resolved to extend the time for additional 14 days to enable the committees to conclude their assignments. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Baba.
Speaker, my name is Honorable Yusuf Ahmed Badau, member representing Shannon Federal Constituency. I'm from Kano State. I stand to second the motion heavily raised by Honorable colleague. Thank you very much. I so second.
Sorry, Chairman Business and Rules. What was the extension that, Chairman Business, how long extension were you asking for?
But this, in the motion captured only 14 days. But our rules allow for only 15 days.
Only?
15 days.
And you're asking for what?
14 days.
14?
Yeah.
Instead of 15? The rules allow for?
The rules allow for 15 days.
But you're asking for 14?
Yes.
Okay, those in support, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Oh. Sorry. Eighth order of the day is motion on need to investigate the alleged deaths incurred by the non-functional refinery standing in the name of Honorable Bashir Daudu. Honorable Daudu is invited to move the motion. Is Honorable Daudu here? Honorable Daudu is not here. So we'll step this down. Motion step down. Ninth order of the day is a motion on the parlor state of hostels in tertiary institutions in Nigeria, standing in the name of Honorable Olalekan Rashid Afolabi. Honorable Afolabi is invited to move the motion. So Honorable Afolabi here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Olalekan Rashid Afolabi. I represent the entire people of fellow Boripe Odoti Federal Constituency. I'm from Osun State. I rise before you this afternoon to move a motion on the parlor state of hostels in tertiary institutions in Nigeria. The House notes the deplorable states of infrastructure in Nigerian tertiary institutions and dilapidated hostels, roads and transmission networks, non-provision of potable water, poor power supply, and lack of sewage treatment facilities. Also note that students' academic performance are aimed primarily on provisions of adequate learning infrastructures and basic amenities. Observes that a demeaning environment will invariably expose students to recurrent environmental and health hazards, such as cholera, dysentery, food poisoning, gastroenteritis, skin infections, frequent visits to the hospital, and sometimes death. Cognizant that hostel accommodation deficit being faced by Nigerian institutions require public-private partnership, PPP intervention. A situation where higher institutions can only accommodate about 10% of their students calls for urgent attention. Also cognizant that a living squalor reducing the self-worth of students and ultimately the quality of output as future leaders of the society, as 10 or more students are also sometimes officially assigned to a room meant for no more than 5 students. The House resolves to 1. Urge all tertiary institutions to partner with private institutions to go into public-private partnership contract agreement, PPA, to build hostels in tertiary institutions based on build and operate by developers in a way that will allow the developer to dispose of the property to the university after an agreeable time. 2. Also urge the government to pay adequate attention to the education sector, ranging from funding, curriculum review, and infrastructural development. 3. Mandate the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services to ensure implementation. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Lifer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Lawrence Babatunde Ayeni. I represent Lesha East, Lesha West, Atakmusa East, Atakmusa West, Osun State. I rise to second the motion moved by Honorable Lalekan Basit Afolabi.
Those in favor, please say aye. This is infrastructure, so I'm putting the question. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. The 10th order of the day is considering of a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal University of Education, Aguilary, and for related matters. Honourable members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Wednesday, 9 December. Honourable Chinedu Benjamin will move for its consideration. Yeah, Honourable Chinedu, the Kingmaker. Go ahead.
My name is Honorable Chinedu Benjamin Obidigwe, member representing Anambra East and West Federal Constituency, Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I stand to move that the House resolve in the Committee of
Silence,
the Whole
please.
to consider the report already laid before them. Thank you.
Honorable members, please silence. Let's have order, please.
Honorable Chidoka.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Obinna Chidoka, member representing Idemili North and South, Federal Constituency of Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second that will dissolve to Committee of the Whole as moved by Honorable Obidigwe. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I called Honorable Chinedu the Kingmaker for a reason. Those from Anambra know why I called him the Kingmaker. And if you are from Anambra and you are interested in something, please be good. You can see Honorable Chidoka and everybody raising up their hands to second Honorable Chinedu's motion. Honorable Chinedu, please consider our members when you make your final decision. We have a few of them. Yes. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You are not aware of his role in Anambra right now? Okay. So those in support of the motion as moved by Honorable Chinedu and supported by Honorable Chidoka, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. House Leader, please move that the House resolve into the Committee of the Whole to consider the bill. Huh? Yeah, I know.
Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, once again, I'm Comrade Peter Here's the Jar Party saying, representing the great people of Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I move that the House do resolve to Committee of the Whole to consider a report. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of the motion, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. It's now 12:47. I think we're doing well with time. I haven't done too badly. And I'm sure the Deputy Speaker of the House will come and he will do justice with alacrity. So we have done well, 12:47. So the House hereby dissolves the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the report. Was it seconded? Abba. Oh, you seconded on your seat. Seconded? Okay. Motion to dissolve Committee of the Whole, seconded by Deputy Whip. And since we put the question, I won't put it again. Those in favor, aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. Resolved Committee of the Whole. Sorry, I have a quick announcement. Very important. A special announcement. Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, member representing Zaria Federal Constituency of Kaduna State, has recently been turbaned as the Yaz Azal by His Royal Highness Ambassador Ahmed Nuhu Banali, the Emir of Zazal, on February 6, 2021. So we have another member. We are proud to associate with you. Congratulations on your turbaning. As we get all this honorable Abbas, you know that is more responsibility on you. Yes. We already even Honorable Money as well, and so many others. More headache, more whatever. Please don't knock on my door. Thank you.
Respected colleagues, the bill to be considered is for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal University of Education, Aguleri, and for related matters. I invite Honorable Odigwe Chinedu Benjamin to give the synopsis of the bill. Synopsis of the bill.
Thank you, Chairman, honorable colleagues. The amendment bill for Federal University of Education, Aguleri, Anambra State, Bill 2020, HB 1138. Dear colleagues, my proposed amendment seeks to amend just two sections, Section 4 and 10 of the bill. It is aimed at providing for the qualification of the chairman of the governing council and also making provision for the protection of intellectual properties rights of academics. With this amendment, I am confident that the bill will be able to pass through executive scrutiny and get assent by the President. Section 4. Amendment of Section 4, just by adding a new subsection B to read 4 Section B, Section 4, we have 4A and 4B. Just to amend 4B, to add 4B to it. Only 4A is there, to add 4B. Qualification of chairman of governing, which shall read, qualification of chairman of governing, which shall read a person to be appointed chairman of governing council shall be an accomplished personality with proven integrity, knowledgeable and familiar with the affairs and tradition of the university. That's Section B, 4B.
You're going to the brief itself. No, Chinedu.
Yes.
Can you take a seat? Sorry.
Yes.
I have some few questions so that we will go in tandem.
Okay, thank you.
First, the question is that, is this an established institution?
The bill has been passed by the former assembly, and the president declined assent because of 2 sections.
No, you will have done your homework even before presentation, because the way you are talking, it is only this amendment could come in this way only when you have an established institution. That the president declined assent because of this, and then we cure the mischief of what was in the bill, and then represent it. That's all. If it has been cured, taken care of in this bill we have, you don't need to expatiate on what they are doing.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker.
You don't need to do that. If you have cured the mischief, that's all. We just now go straight for the consideration. Yes, sir.
Can I help?
Are you heeding to the advice of the speaker?
Sorry, sir.
Whether you are heeding to the advice of the speaker?
Well, sir, it's only
Thank you. I wish you well.
It's only temporary. Yes, sir. Just to your question, is an establishment bill, but which needed just 1 or 2 amendments. So all he needs to do is, or what we are doing here, is just simply to bring this amendment and leave it for you to...
Cured. Fine.
Yes.
Has it been cured in terms of cleaning up?
Yes. We have a clean copy. Which you...
Well, let's go close by close so that we'll get to know
Just go close
at
by
the point.
close,
Yes, sir.
and then let's approve them.
Clause 1. Carried. Clause 2. Constitution and principal Constitution and principal officers of the university. Is that right? That couldn't have been the right word. It can only be composition. Clause 2. Got it? Two. 3. Carried. 4. Yes, sir. Functions of the Vice Chancellor and Pro Chancellor. Carried. 5. Composition, tenure, and powers of Council of the University. Carried. Clause 6. Function of the Council and its Finance and General Purpose Committee. Carried. Functions of the Vice Chancellor. Clause 8. Carried. General funds transfer of properties etc. to the university and condition of service. Clause 9. Carried. Part 2. Powers of the university. Carried. Part 3. Carried. Where is part 1? Carried. Clause 15. 14. Clause 16. 18. 19. Carried. Leader, help me. What's the title? 20. 23. 5. 7. Interpretation. Short title. Schedules. First. Second schedule. Third schedule. Schedule is where? Third schedule. Third schedule. I told you should be more attentive. Long title. Explanatory memoranda. Long title. Leader, move that the House do revert to plenary to report progress.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I remain Comrade Peter Hyonzoje Apatisin, MNI, representing Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. Chair, I do move that the committee revert to plenary to report progress. I so move.
Seconder. Yes. Honorable Kusada.
Yes, Chairman, distinguished colleagues, I'm Honorable Abubakar Yahya Kusada. I second as moved by Deputy House Leader. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. House is hereby to report progress. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report on the bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal University of Education, Aguleri, and for later matters, and approve clauses 1 to 28, schedules 1, 2, 3, and short title and long title, explanatory memoranda, and considered and implemented accordingly. Can you, Leader, can you move for the adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole?
Okay. Once again, Mr. Speaker, I move that the report be adopted for consideration. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Seconder. Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elumelu, and I represent the good people of Anyocho Shimili Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. I rise to second the motion moved by the acting leader. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, move for the adjournment of the House to Tuesday next week, 11 a.m. 9th.
Mr. Speaker, I am Comrade Peter Hiozoja Partisan, MNI, representing the great people of Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I am from Edo State. Yeah. I move that this House do adjourn definitely to 9th of this month by 11 a.m. I so move, Mr. Speaker. 9th of March, Mr. Speaker.
Under Acting Whip.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by the acting majority leader. I so move that the House do adjourn to Tuesday, the 9th of March, 2021.
Those in favor of the motion, say aye. Against, say nay. The ayes have it. House is hereby March 11 a.m.